Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, why not we talk about the trait that is most common with men who are perceived as irresistible or attractive? This is interesting because a lot of men get kind of confused. Why does this woman like this guy even though he has less than me? Or why does this woman like me even though I feel like I'm not good enough? Men get confused, and normally it's something along these lines, and it's usually some form of humble confidence. But I want to break it up, and the research is going to be in the description box and we're going to talk about it today. So that is the main point. Humble confidence. If that's what you're looking for, that's all it is. You can click off now. What does this mean? So a lot of men who are not comfortable being confident, they might perceive this as arrogant. And then a lot of men who are arrogant, they might think humble confidence is too less expressive about this trait. So it's a very interesting medium. Humble confidence is what I perceive it as different than arrogance is you are sharing things that you truly feel about yourself or that you are. So some men, a lot of you guys, at least the ones that I've worked with continuously, a lot of you guys are, you're very intelligent. You take care of yourself, so you're attractive. You have money, which are things that you like about yourself. I'm not saying what a woman likes. These are things that you know about yourself, but you're uncomfortable with admitting that you know that about yourself because you're afraid of the experiences you've had. You're afraid that maybe someone will put you down. Someone who's jealous, like a guy, will try and put you down. Or you just feel like it's not fair because maybe you feel uncomfortable that you have more than other people. This is a really interesting dynamic that I see a lot with a lot of you guys that I've worked with in my consulting calls, because what you do is you actually pretend like it's not there instead. So it's not that you talk about it a little bit, you kind of literally don't talk about it at all, or you actually diminish it. And that's not humble confidence. It might be very humble, but it's humble to the point where it's at your detriment. And so humble confidence would be that you actually are comfortable accepting that you have that. Let's just say you are somebody who is, maybe you're proud of your finances. Let's just say that. You might say, yeah, I know that I can afford that. Or I'm frugal, but I know that I can pay for A, B, and C, right? I know that some of you guys are like this in front of me in our session, but you're not like this in front of women who you're attracted to or you're trying to get into a relationship with because you feel like it'll scare her off. When in actuality, that's the wrong direction. Leading with what you feel comfortable about yourself helps her to know that that's what you believe in yourself, and that helps build trust. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be that you know that you are attractive. You can say, yeah, I know I have a lot to offer. I know I have a lot to offer, and I'm looking for somebody who can match me. And I'm flexible, but this is just what I'm seeing. Whatever you have to offer, every person is different. But by leading with whatever you believe in, every person has something, it allows her to see that of you. Women are incredibly passive compared to men. If you don't say it, she might not really be aware of it. She might question it. She might doubt it. Okay. And so let's talk about the points of this in terms of the research. What does this look like? How does this even come across? Okay. So humble leadership, based on research, is actually associated with the greatest amount of trust, satisfaction, and engagement. Leadership is in the workplace environment, but it's also in couples, right? Social psychology. What does social psychology say about a couple? It's a group, it's a unit. And often there is one person who has a little bit more of the leadership role. It fluctuates, but normally couples who have one where they remain leadership role in one particular dynamic, it does show greater satisfaction. So research in 2022 does show that this is one of the strongest forms of engagement and trust, that humble leadership. I think this was a meta-analysis, and I believe it was 53 independent studies, and that was about 16K participants that show leaders that were perceived as both confident and humble together have the highest amount of trust, higher job satisfaction, relationship satisfaction, commitment, and more engagement. And so this shows that if a woman sees you as this way, she will automatically feel more comfortable engaging in you because she trusts that you are strong, that you are humble, that you have something to offer, but you're not humble to your detriment. You are humble while still showing your assets. If you guys want to join our group, our community, that is pinned in the comments. In the community, there are exclusive videos. There are posts that I share and other people share, like you guys share as well, about research, music that you guys are playing. So there are a lot of things that we're sharing, but there are exclusive videos and content on there as well as other things we can discuss pretty much like anything academic. And so if you guys want to join, that is in the comment section. It's pinned in the comments. Okay. The next one. is that we can actually see confidence and humility actually are positively related, not opposites. And so somebody who is humble, but it's to their detriment, it does not show as much confidence to the other person in comparison to when you are humble and confident. Otherwise, also, if you're just confident, but it doesn't come across as fully humble, that also leads to your detriment. So we see these two things are closely associated, meaning that if you are confident in what you are, you will probably more likely come across as humble rather than arrogant. A lot of men are afraid they're coming across as arrogant. You may be a little intimidating to some women, but that's different than being arrogant. Some people who are jealous or who are uncomfortable with what you have, they might accuse you of arrogance, but that's not the same thing. It's not. Just because someone accuses you of that doesn't mean that is the case. And that research is 2015. And that shows that they are positively associated and that these effective communication strategies are very highly scored. And also other people signal that security as well from you. And that's actually the next point. The next point is that you being this way actually signals security in yourself. And women, typically, they are more submissive than men. They're more passive. And so what happens is she will follow you, follow the leader type of thing. And so when you are signaling security, she perceives that as that you are secure in yourself, but you're also secure in what you have to offer her. You're emotionally stable, you're comfortable with yourself, and you'll be more gentle and more understanding towards her because you are secure with yourself, right? You're not going to put her down, not saying you would. You're not going to control her. You're going to protect her. She's going to automatically think what you have to share is not controlling, it's protected because you are secure in yourself. The next one is it builds trust. This shows that you are willing to make mistakes, learn, but you are also comfortable with what you have to offer. That shows that you can handle challenges, but you can also build qualities together in a relationship. The next one is the interactions feel safe. A lot of women might feel more comfortable around you simply because they trust that your ability in yourself has some merit. That's why you are confident in it, right? It shows that she can trust that you have a valuable assessment, which makes her feel safe. The next one is it reflects self-awareness. Okay, this is, I think, is very obvious, but a lot of people miss it because of how, I think underneath, this is one of the more foundational pieces to this. You being humble has self-awareness, but confidence is also self-awareness. A person who is not aware of their own what they can provide, they do lack self-awareness from that regard. A lot of people think self-awareness is just what you're bad at or what you're not good at. That's not all of self-awareness. If you are aware that you're smart, that you're well off, that you are attractive, that is a part of self-awareness. If you only look at what you're bad at and you don't look at what you're good at, this imbalance does come across, right? It doesn't come across as humble. It comes across as you trying to hide yourself. And so what can happen sometimes is women and other people might think, why are you not confident in something that's so obvious? Is there something else that you're hiding, right? If you're an attractive guy, and I'm not saying this is you, but people might literally think this way. If you're a very attractive guy and you say, I'm not very attractive, people might think, okay, clearly this is an attractive guy. So why is he saying that? Is he just saying that because he's trying to throw a pity party so I feel sorry for him and he's actually like maybe secretly controlling? I'm not saying you would do that, right? Maybe he's trying to make me feel better because he doesn't think I'm attractive. And so he's trying to put himself down. Not saying again that you would do that. Maybe he's not comfortable in himself because he is attractive, but he has some skeletons in his closet. And so a lot of times people will think a little bit cautious, especially women, because physically they are weaker, they're smaller, and they have more risk if they do get hurt by you. And so this is why women are more cautious. So being self-aware also means being self-aware of who you are, both good and bad, from your perspective, good and bad, right? The next one is it encourages her to reciprocate, okay? And so someone who is like this, they tend to listen and they also tend to talk. They tend to show genuine curiosity, but they also tend to open up because they have something to offer that they're comfortable with. And so this allows the female in this regard to mimic this and learn from this as well. You are humble, you're listening, but you're also talking. Then she might open up a little bit, she might hear you, and the things that you say, it picks up in her subconscious as well. So she becomes very safe and comfortable. And the last one is it avoids extremes. You're not extremely over the top, but you're also not withholding information either. A lot of people don't realize that if you are not confident in what you have, it comes across as withholding information, even though you're actually just trying not to hurt people's feelings or you don't feel comfortable in yourself. But if you are someone who's very you are attractive, but you're saying that you're not. It almost seems like, is there a reason you're so unconfident in yourself? Not that there is, but people might come across that way. And arrogance is the other way around. If you're very arrogant, but you don't have the backing, people will think that it's kind of a hollow shell. And so, because you have both, it does show that you are not someone who's, maladaptive, that your expression is not overly compensating. And it shows that you are a balanced person. You don't have much extremes, which means that if you genuinely like this girl and you tell her, I like you, I find you attractive, she doesn't feel like you're hiding something, that you're lying, that you're going to leave her to the next woman, that she actually believes in you because you don't have those extremes. And so the research is in the description box. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.